Sometimes we know why we broke. Like uyazi ukuthi
Yeah.
anginokubhayiza nami ngisha amakhelesi.
Yeah.
Makufika weekend angibambeki.
Yeah.
But then ukhala nge-black tax, but my guy, you are actually the problem. Yebo lonto leyo. I-black tax ayikuthi ngoba i-black tax yakushaya. Wena inkinga
problem.
Awukho discipline.
Awuzwa.
Ingane ziyakudla. Awuzwa. Masisebe umnandini
okripo
uyebo lonto leyo masisebe umnandini ufuna ukutshengisa thina ukuthi unemali wena
yeah deshisa ngedwa
hayi khuleka bese kunini ngishaya la
akaze yabo manje awubonise
I'm dropping bombs now
mina sengikhuluma kakhulu ke
I'm dropping bombs la James
at some point because of my issues akhona eKasi
yeah
lo 2-bedroom lo was hijacked amaphara igebengu zokugcina zahlala kulenye room kale right before we even got leo RDP noma lo muzi loyo we were living kwini wena mfethu macingwane kubantu so we would jump from house to house certain policies ngayo indaba yalento black tax and I will explain ukuthi kanjani there needs to be ama policies that deal directly with the educational aspect or part of umuntu omnyama whereby the financial literacy is a must for every black person in the black community. We should not be given an opportunity not to do or partake in financial literacies. This is where now, uma ngabe kuthiwa lento it becomes part and parcel of curriculum yezinto esifundiswayo esikoleni and it becomes into esikhulumayo on daily basis, then we would know about specific positions akhona and nabantu abangakwazi ukuthi basisize. Uyayizwa lento engishoyo because if we talk about financial literacy, we would learn about budgeting, we would learn about planning, we would learn about lama trust akade ukhuluma ngawo, we would learn about ukuthi kukhona abantu who are devoted in taking care or looking after loma aspects in terms of financial. Number 2, government needs to ukuthi angenelele kulento le, implementing a policy whereby there's affordable housings. There is affordable education or even that free education kade kwakhulunywa ngayo ukuze wonke umuntu ezokwazi ukuthi abe right ngayo yonke indlela. If kuukuthi it so happen mina mhlambe ukuthi ngilento engiyiyona but I believe kulesimo sokuthi ugovernment angasangenelele in such a way ukuthi even if makuthiwa uqedanga umatric before you even get into ekusebenzeni okuthize abantu probably they can argue with me on this one. But let's say mhlawumbe uqeda grade 9 noma grade 10. You need to be forced to go and learn about a specific skill so that you'll be skilled in 20s. It's either plumbing or izinto zokusebenza like mhlawumbe welding nazo zonke izinto. You need to be skilled in kanjalo so that even if you get into a workplace but you have a specific skill ezokwazi ukuthi mawungasawutholi lo msebenzi you can work for yourself as an entrepreneur. Ungakhaverisha lo magiza kanjalo. So everybody at home has a gig. Everybody at home is skilled on something and wonke umuntu is going to contribute towards into enjani yakhona sustainability yaleli khaya. And plus the educational part, which is the financial literacy. So if sonke silana su-5, we are all working, we have a skill, and we're contributing towards a common goal, ingashintshe black tax. And government, I know there's black empowerment and nazo zonke izinto, but they need to do some serious work in terms of doing a deep dive, in terms of ukuthi yonke leyo black empowerment siyakwazi ukuthi sibe
usha. You know what I'm thinking right now?
Yeah.
Ukuthi companies have a budget for skills development, but like if financial literacy, I don't know whether they're implementing it or not right now. Because I'm a company won't function kanjani. But just to add on to what you're saying is that like we really in need of financial education, 100%.
Yeah.
But in the like trying to wrap this part of the conversation up, so that we kind of share our stories and then wrap that up as well without wasting a lot of time. But what I can say is that like it's important for us because before we involve government akasifica vele stimulus esihamba yabo. So what are we doing for ourselves to be able to close that gap here black tax? What I would suggest is just personal education. Right now we live in the informational world, right?
True. Yeah.
And futhi like impilo iyazrepeat afethu. Like we've seen people that we thought were rich bawa, and we know why umuntu uwile. We know why we sometimes we know why we broke. Like uyazi ukuthi anginokubayiza nami ngisha amakhelesi. Makufika weekend angibambeki. But then ukhala nge-black text, but my guy, you are actually the problem. Uyabo lonto leyo. I-black text ayikuthi ngoba i-black text iyakushaya. Wena inkinga
problem.
Awukho disciplined.
Awuzwa.
Ingane ziyakudla. Awuzwa. Masisebe umnandini.
Okripo.
Uyabo lonto leyo. Masisebe umnandini ufuna ukutshengisa thina ukuthi unemali wena. Uyabo, by trying to prove to people that really don't give a fuck, and also don't know your situation back home. You're trying to prove to us who's when swiping, you know, you're trying to buy a car that is going to show. Umjida wami washinto eyodwa bese ngithi ngifuna ukuthenga imoto entsha. Wathi umjida wami ungayishintshile imoto ohamba ngayo. Ngithi mina mfethu why? Because I can afford it now. Wathi accept bro. Imoto ifana nempahla. Like you dress up to look khona uzobonwa abanye abantu. Otherwise lezi impahla nazo are fine for you to go in and out. Azidabukile. Yabo, but like imoto ifana nempahla. Like literally. Imoto after a couple of months or a year, after a year in fact, usuyijwayela. So ego ivuka mangabe sebe mhlawumbe uzohlangana neparalytic, hey mfethu uwe lo bese ego kuyimayivuka at that time kancane futhi nakhona bese iyaphasha futhi mangabe isondo seliqhumile or sekudinga ithoshe elisha bese le moto mfethu fuck yabiza leshandisa yabo. So like we need to change our thinking to fix black text. We kind of need to fix our thinking as well. Because sometimes we are our worst enemies, you know. So let's in wrapping up, in summary, because we can expand a lot about this, but like let's fix ourselves first. Fix our thinking. Sisifundise, because angithi sesiyazi ukuthi
discipline.
Angithi sesiyazi ukuthi into eshayayo is financial knowledge. Angithi siyakwazi lokho. Like siyavula ukuthi siyakwazi lokho. So what we need to do to solve that? Educate ourselves. Because now there's TikTok. There's no financial bunny.
Information, yes.
Yeah, but information is all over. YouTube, Google, everywhere, right? And also, even if abangani siyaphakama bona omunye umuntu phela can say kade sithi lift up your hand and talk about your situation, and then uzomunye uzothi I've done that before, it didn't help. All I'm saying is that all information is available online. Abantu baqala ama podcast bengazi fuck all, and then they end up making money and then they take themselves out of this black text thing because they educated themselves and kept being consistent in what they've learned. But manje thina mayengasebenzi in 2-3 months you wanna give up and uthi ayishayile. But sibuyela back to summarizing this whole conversation is that like if you would like and you are comfortable sharing your own perspective of experience yakho nge-black text, I'd also love to share mine unless ufuna kuqale mina and then you go ahead with yours.
Yo, mina I'm saying it. As I told you, I know it's deep. It's deep, my friend, and everyone who knows me will tell you. But I've been through
a lot,
hell and back. I want to learn to like
but
from
still
growing
survived.
up from two. Oh, no. God is good, man. From growing up, good 2 bedrooms, being raised by a single mom, in Bali, Peter Marisbeck, you know, and it wasn't easy. I mean, literally having my siblings. At that time, it was my sister, Umdala Tobega. May her soul rest in peace. Kube Imina, and this was Umanunu, right? Umanunu is my youngest sister, and my mom. So go 2 bedrooms. At some point, because of my issues at Kornekas, lo 2-bedroom lo was hijacked. Amapara igebengu zokugcina zahlala kulenye room gali.
Hey my dad.
Right? Before we even got Leo RDP noma Leo muzi loyo, we were living kwini wena mfethu macingwane kubantu. So we'll jump from house to house.
Okay.
At some point sasiphila kagogo Mazuma, which is my granny. But yabo bekugogo nje bengiphila kena besembale one. Sasuka lapho, oh no, macingwane. Early days. Lala ngitshela ukuthi la. Uma ebuya nami Uma was born in Elone Bulwa, emakhaya. Then uthe mangabe esekhulile khona mhlawumbe at the age of 19, and then she decided to
branch out.
Let me go and expand and see what's going on.
Impilo injani?
Wazohlala eMaritzburg, and then she conceived ulona usisi wami omdala uThobeka, and then from there onwards wasuka lapho wathi Maritzburg ngiyakhathala yona, yabona, washiya uThobeka lapho, and then she came to eJoburg. Yabona, this is where she spent isikhathi esiningi futhi nakhona la eJoburg, and wahlangana neTime. And then when they met, wahlala nomjitha lo, bajola naye waconceive man.
Yeah, sure.
But yashisa-ke insimbi ke la ekade ejola khona neTime because izinto bezingekho right. Then she decided to up and leave nami sisebancane khona.
Yeah.
Going back to laphi ePietermaritzburg from here in Joburg. So she left iTime, and maybe lapho was like few months old. Left iTime and then went back to Pietermaritzburg. When we got to Pietermaritzburg, we didn't have a place to stay. My mom was at the point whereby ubengekho right empilweni. She couldn't even feed me. Nazo zonke izinto. And the person that stood up and became a second mom ngaleso sikhathi was uSisco Play. Shout out to Sisco Play wakamaphumulo eMbali, and ngikutshela ukuthi wayesanengane encane like 2 siya wakamaphumulo. uSisco Play wayincelisa uSiyala ancelise mina ngapha because uma couldn't afford ukuthi angincelisa ngaleso sikhathi because health yakhe ayingekho sharp nazo zonke izinto. And we spent a great deal of time staying lapha kwamaphumulo, yabona, sahlala khona to a point ukuthi uma needed to branch out and find indawo saqasha komunye two bedrooms awukhona lapha kuManaye, sahlala khona for about a year, you know. Sasuka lapho sahamba sayohlala sathola le ndawo ke lesithi esithitholile. But because ngoba kade sibaningi and ifamily yami consisted of amantombazane nami bese ngithe ukukhula fast forward, so I needed to ukuthi ngisuke ngihambe ngohlala kwezinye indawo, and the only options that I had was to stay with aunt. So this year out ngizohlala eSilenki, ngiyafunda lapho, sebekhathele mina lapha eSilenki ngoba ngiyahlupha futhi vele kwamina.
Kanti ngisazobuza usikanti ubwenzani?
Uyayibona lo ngiyahlupha phela vele, khumbula ukuthi lapho there is no foundation, there is no stability. Akekho umuntu ohlala nami oyi-father figure ongitshela ukuthi fanele ngenzeni. Ngiyasuka lapha eSilenki ngiyahamba ngiye-15 ngiyohlala e-15, it's a suburb, and ngihleli khona ngiyahlupha futhi kwakhona. Yabona, I'm troublesome. Ngiyasuka e-15 ngiyahamba ngiyohlala ko-3 ko-CC, ngiyasuka khona each and every year. So that had a great impact in terms of my academics, because at some point eMehlo kaZulu I failed until ngakhathala kwabizwa imeeting kwathiwa hey mfethu uyabona uma bangathi awufuni ukuqeda
usoyifinisha,
awufuni ukuqeda umatric vele uyeke ube sharp. And then uncle calls me and is like, no, mletheni la mshana wami uzokwazi useideni lapho. Mangifika kwaMalume akudlalwa ke lapho,
insimbi yashisa.
Ubuya ngo5.
It's a father figure you needed.
Father figure that I needed. After a very long time, valwe yonke into kwathiwa nje mfethu ngeke kusenzeka lutho. Ngiphume lokushini ngizongena endaweni ekuthiwa iseideni. Eideni ifana nokuthi isquatter campanyana, but umalume has his things, no, like in order, sharp. Yabona la Moses. So ngihlale khona ke mfethu ke up until ngimatriculator, ngiphase kamnandi. Umalume instilled that level of discipline kumina. Without umalume, maybe today I wouldn't be here, because umalume really played a huge role empilweni yami, yabona, and saved me from myself, saved me from into eningi. But lento Black text ukuthi as soon as you finish indaba yesigere, you need to go back there
kuma roots phela manje
uyoqala ikhaya lakho. And I've always had it in mind, and nobody enforced it down my throat, but the way it talks ukuthi hey, as soon as eqeda esikoleni hey kuzoshintsha izinto, sizoba right. And ngaleso sikhathi the hustling mentality was already there, because on weekends I would work, go save, cash and carry, being a put over, thatha impuphu, uskene, hlala amandiya lapha. Uyabona, sibeke, saze uthola u50 rand. So ngangasamhluphi uma ngezinto ezithize on weekends, maybe mhlambe futhi kwesinye isikhathi ngama Sundays ngishaya sliding door, ngi-SDO. Yabona loo nto leyo.
Oh, stop.
Jaya.
Okay.
yabo. So ngishaya lapho nobhuti Khumlani siyashaya ngiba usicabha ngaleso sikhathi. Nge-weekend kwesinye isikhathi ngishaya ingadi kwezinye indawo. Yabo ngishaya ingadi. So ngithe mase ngifika umalume wathi sivale yonke lento, focus esigeri. Ngikunikeza iroom yakho. First time ngiqala ukuba neroom yami kwakuyikamalume. My own bedroom.
Yeah.
Yabo. Hlale khona ke, and then gave me some few responsibilities, and that really steered me to the right direction and gave me discipline. Engikade ngayitsheli ukuthi ngizokwazi ukuthi ngibe right. Qeda umatric and I passed it ngendlela right, ngi-enroll e-Unisa ngene khona. But now kukhona lento esele ngaphakathi.
Idladleni phela manje.
Edladleni kusakhona 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Lo mama lo kade phanta esiphantela, washing people's clothes komakhelwane, so that I can get like a 5 rand or a 2 rand to go to school and carry esikoleni ngithenga amagwinya. There were times macingwane whereby she would iron ishirt lami emini ekseni kade limanzi mase ngiligqoka ngesikhathi kusashisa, so that konke lokushisa kweshirt kuzohlala kuzongena kumina because I didn't have a jersey. So bayadlula abangani bami, they going to school, mina ngigqoke leli shirt leli elisanokuba nokumanzi but kuyashisa. So by the time I'm going to school angikuzwa mina lokubanda lokho, because umzimba wami is adjusting to lokushisa engikwenza. Wayekwenza lokho on purpose, and only now I understand ukuthi wayekwenzelani. So kwesinye isikhathi angibize ukudla kukho, she's washing ingubo lapha kamakhelwane, and then she would be like, "Nqo, and then I'm coming. I'm excited. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't see anything. I can see ukuthi le khaya kuyashizilo, blind. Mhlawumbe usebambe usentshontshile, yeah, it's the right word. Untshontsile u2 rand ebhlukweni akade washa lapha kamkhulu.
Yeah.
Uyabona? Untshontshe u2 rand lapho, and then unginikeza lo 2 rand ngezandla ezinensipho.
Ukuthi uyobamba ibite.
Ngiyobamba ibite. I still remember that as if like it was yesterday. So, do you understand this emotional trauma? Ukuthi lezo zinto, it still plays back to me as if like it was yesterday. So that's when I then decided to say, you know what? I'm going to change the situation alo mama lo. In spite of everything else, I'm going to change the situation alo mama because she's been there for me. Without realizing ukuthi now I am pouring from an empty cup. Because what I could have done was waited, invested in myself, invested in filling up my cup first, so that when I start pouring for everybody else, angizosala ngi-empty la. Now, ngiyangena kulonto yonke into engiyithathayo with the lack of support and guidance and the educational aspect, I ended up chewing more than
you can bite.
I can bite. No, beating more than I can chew. Hey, asibona isingisi. Isingisi. Yabona? So kwase kuba kanjalo ke, now yonke into esengiyenzayo isi trial and error. Yabona, ngiyafika ngiyangena emsebenzini, nguweta, ngathola umsebenzi kwi-call center, ngasebenza khona, and now all of a sudden senginani nemali engaka.
But wait.
Yeah.
I see here that like if black text we paint it bad, but it's not so bad. Reason why I'm saying this, I'm gonna let you continue after this. The reason why I'm saying this is because if it wasn't for black text, chances are most probably you wouldn't be where you are right now.
True.
Because if black text gave you that fire, would situation mama lo.
Absolutely.
And that became your fuel and your driving factor. Would say, situation mama lo.
Yeah.
Mama lo.
Jalo every day.
So we might paint black text as a bad thing, but if you kind of structure things and plan properly, black text is a blessing in disguise in a way, because uyazi kumnandi kanjani mfethu ukuthi audit imali ethi hey nqo yazi kushoda 1 2 no 3 la, and then like you're like no khuleka uthi photo
usushaya
yabo hey awuthi airtime la photo. That's why I think if but the point of show manje ukuthi like if I waited ukuthi ngi-invest entweni ezithile ukuze icup yami ibe solid,
yes,
ukuze mase solid bese ngithi yazi ukuthi now I'm overflowing, I can be able to do 1 2
absolutely
3. And then now you are doing it at a full capacity, and like even though during the time we are filling your cup, people would have judged you or would have not understood
Made
ukuthi
ama-comments,
wenzani.
ukuthi wenzani.
Awumfethu wasivalela ngaphandle
Absolutely.
kwenzakalani. So maybe that's another important solution ukuthi maybe we should focus on filling our cups first.
Absolutely.
Because one thing that I said to my dad, I was like, because my dad is like a generous type of person. Uyathanda ukusiza.
Udeshisa ngedwa ke manje.
Khuleka phela kunini ngishaya la.
Awukaze. Yabo manje ubonise
I'm dropping bombs now.
Mina sengikhuluma kakhulu ke manje.
I'm dropping bombs la James. So like ngithi kuyithamba wayesiza omunye umjida ngithi mina lo muntu omsizayo yena ngayenza lento kwena. Uyayibona lento leyo. That was one. Wathi kumina I know indaba ukuthi umuntu if a bad yena now it doesn't mean that you should be bad. But he didn't understand where I was coming from.
Yeah.
Where I was coming from was ukuthi you cannot try and take izinto from your ship when your ship is sinking. Kungena amanzi in your ship right now.
Start with you first.
And then you see another ship, you're like, hawe ma baze baminza. Othi ngithathe ilentuzana ngithi ships let's put asikhulume ngama ship lawa kudala la enziwa ngeplanga. Awukwazi ukuthatha amaplanga wakho uthi ngivale imbobo zalaba ngoba Nkosi yami bayaminza Nkosi yami yazi.
True. Yeah.
Because now the problem with that is that like they will be okay.
Yeah.
But awubasizi long term. Ubasiza short term.
Mfethu.
And then iship yakho wena isiyasinka ke manje ke. Awunawo amaplanga amanye. Isiyasinka ke manje. Kanti wena obune potential ukuthi ukwazi ukuthola amanye amaplanga because your ship could have gotten to shore.
Yeah.
Uthola amaplanga bese uyawafaka uship yakho ulungisa iskepe sakho kahle sibe right iskepe sakho before bayaminza yes I see ukuthi bayaminza and like it's painful to watch them like ukuthi
focus on your
but if when you focus eskepe sakho ufike kwi-shore udobha amaplanga amanye bese wafaka kwi-ship yakho bese uyabuyela emuva ukuthi bafethu asilungisenike manje asilungiseni uvalele zonke lezi imbobo lezo yabo so like yeah I think that's part of the solutions and like I'm sorry to cut you short on your story as well. If you'd like to proceed, you can proceed, and then I'll share my experience because my experience is different.
So, and then I ended up making sure on my first credits or criteria qualify for credits, and then I took my personal loans.
Yeah.
To go and fix the situation at Konekai.
Yeah.
And currently, my mom is living in toilet handling.
So you were able to change her situation.
There's kune dining room, 3 bedrooms. Even with my sister with her kids, babe accommodated entweni ekhona. But still, leonto ibile nayo financial impact kumina ngendlela yami. And this is the reason why namhlanje if I would have to give an advice to anyone okhona kwimanje, it's good to ukuthi ungene kwi-black text because it teaches you so many things, but at the same time you need to get into it with your own approach. Have your own approach. Start filling up your cup first. Don't let abantu bazothini syndrome influence your decision makings. Especially if it comes down to financials. You can wait until the situation yakhe yakuvumela ukuthi you can do izinto ezithize or you can do izinto ezithize without necessarily being impacted by it. And iyona lento egcina isisenza ukuthi siyibuke i-black text in a bad light, but at the same time, the educational aspect of it was part of it. The financial literacy was part of it. We knew about it. If it supports, besazi ukuthi senza kanjani namhlanje ngabe sikhuluma a different story. But I don't have any issues about it. I can go back home ngabusaba erumini eyodwa. I have my own room. My mom is turned out to be exactly what I've always hoped for and engangimbona ngendlela kuyiyona. So that was my experience and I'm still going through it, Baba.
Yeah.
I'm still going through it.
And yours? That's a deep one, man.
When I got uzange nje ungene kwi-black
text. No, mina mfethu I'll be very honest. Angifuni ukuqamba amanga futhi ngithi what. I don't have any experience of black text, bro. And
there's nothing wrong with it.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And for me it's just I don't like, for me I don't consider anything as black text currently. The only thing for me, I think my drive is basically ngifuna ukuthi uma no baba badle noma yini abayifunayo at any given time that they want. If they feel like going on a holiday,
yes,
ngifuna ukuthi bakwazi because of me. Ngifuna ukuthi if i-timer, because i-timer ngiyazi le ithanda imoto, if i-timer lithi hey yeah, this year ngihaya le moto within reason though, obviously it can't be unreasonable.
Yeah,
mayithi uhaya le moto fethu this year ngikwazi ukuthi ngithi hayi singabona senze njani yabo, but kungabi something that is like out of reach. Ngithi nje ayibo le idea uyicabanga kanjani ndoda ngathi ubona kuntswempu yabo. But that for me is like a great drive because it's going to help me fill my cup.
Yeah.
Uyayibona lonto leyo.
Yeah.
Regardless ukuthi kwenzakalani, it's going to help me fill my cup to the brim nakhona futhi to overextend.
Nice.
Ukuthi already malithi athi ngibone something ku Google or what ngifuna ukuyizama. Ngithi oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Ufuna uyizama nini?
Yeah.
Like I want to have that language. That's it for me.
So when you're not impacted about
so mina black text, no, because like honestly I would be lying if I said I had a hard upbringing or anything like that. I mean my parents worked hard and like strived to give us the life.
Nice.
You know, so like umuntu went to schools that are okay. They took us to even though I wouldn't take my kids to boarding school,
but
because of the implications that I had, it just made me not close to my parents. But now, umuntu obviously after that worked on the relationships and everything. But I've never had really, honestly, just to summarize it, I've never had an impact. But everything now, abazali phela manje ba retire and it's like, hey,
you need to play your part.
Sekuwena manje who needs to be financially stronger than them. Yabo. So now it's like, okay. Sekumele manje. Now I have situations where now it already is calling me now for financial reasons.
That's a blessing.
It is a huge blessing. And for me, I'm always grateful when that call comes in and like I'm like, okay, no shopping so Wednesday. But now there's more now that umuntu, but that's still I still believe it's a great drive. Depending on how you think about it, we need to change our thinking.
Yeah.
And in changing our thinking, we need to fix ourselves. Because chances are that you are the problem. Because machitafes, we really fuck up.
Yeah.
We really fuck up by wasting our time. We really fuck up by wasting on weekends. You take it again on a 5-star date, but you've never bought your mom airtime. It doesn't make sense.
And again,
yeah.
But abantu, it's different strokes for different folks.
Abanye abantu, what I've heard is that like they would take someone on a date. Umuntu lapho akasenayo imali kagesi. Umuntu after taking someone on a 5-star date, now when you get home you can't buy yourself wings the next day. Ama wings. Angikhulumi ngento enkulu. Kodwa you want that girl to look at you like you have it all together.
True.
But you're fucking up. You know, like I'm just saying, like, gather yourself. And like in testing Buffett, which is so hard for gents. I don't know why I'm referring to gents so much, but maybe it's because of the experience that I have, which is the experience I'm a cheat.
Wait.
We need discipline.
Go back to basics.
We need discipline.
Go back to basics.
If black taxes are discipline.
Yeah. So Buffett, we have suggested, isn't it, Ningi? Around possible solutions around dealing with black tax and my own experience. I hope to call umuntu or something gig. And Buffett, so it's very easy. Reach out if you need any help. You can also send a comment as well. We and share your own experience as well if you feel we can benefit from it. Even if it's just a comment, like it's really important for us to understand. And then maybe sometimes we can always expand on this. Possible solutions around the situation because it is a cancer, like yaslimaza. So and that's the reason why we decided to touch base on this one today.
Enye into engifuna ukuyisho before sivale ukuthi guys, it's okay to say no. Like it's okay to say no knowing ukuthi lo muntu lento engiyenza njengamanje for yena ngeke izimsize. But if I hold back and say no, because enye into futhi into eshaya abantu ukuthi
understand your limits.
Ukuthi bayakwazi, well, you look like you have money. That's another problem. you look like you have money. Kanti abantu abazi ukuthi eGoli ukhokha irent, ufaka upetrol, izinto zikude, igrocery iyabiza, ugesi uyabiza, idatha liyabiza, iWi-Fi iyabiza, kuyathuthwa eGoli, kumele ushona le nale, irent iyanyuka every year. Every year irent iyanyuka. People don't know that. So manje bacabanga ukuthi why eGoli wena izinto zakho ziyapopa. So what I'm saying is that like it's okay to say no. Don't think ukuthi hey bazothini mangithi no because manje expect ukuthi mina ngiya-afford because mawubuyile futhi and awubuyi phela njalo ungakhohlwa nawe ubuyi njalo. Ubuya once ngogood ngama-Easter kula ubuya mawubuya futhi wenza sure ukuthi manje uyabonakala ukuthi ubuye eGoli yabo. So manje the expectations are like this. And what I'm saying is that like it's because like psychologically it will hurt you if you are saying no. If you are saying yes when you wanna say no, because uzokhipha linyuku yokugcina kanti le nyuku lena bekumele uye kwi-meeting ngayo, of which ma uya kwi-meeting, that meeting elevates you in life to be able to help these people in the long term. But manje short-term thinking is like ish mangimgabha le nyuku le uzothini,
tax,
because they used to me being that guy, yabo. If futhi i-black tax ayikho nak-families only, but ikhona nakubangani, because besihleli nawe la ekhoneni all of a sudden now usuyaspana eGoli, and then amajita might say it's awenze phela phela naku besomile phela, now you wanna show ukuthi ngisegoli.
No, say no.
It's
even
okay.
abafethu abakhona emakhoneni bafethu anisiyekeni ukusifaka istress sendaba zama-tax njalo 2 rand 5 rand. Hey, we're dealing with a lot of things. Asike sizame nje bafethu ukuthi si-understandane. Yo, it's been a real one.
Hayi namhlanje si-serious
yeah. Asike sithi ukuthi
namhlanje serious. Maybe next week sobuya abafethu sithi kuba on a lighter note. La sokhuluma kahle khona ngezinto ezithe ukuba light yabo.
Yeah, but it was needed.
It was needed. We needed to get this out of our chest, and then like khona sowazi ukuthi masibuya next week asinalutho yabo. Esibamba bambayo. Yabo, but this topic was really much needed. We did get a bit serious, but it was a little sideshe grandi.
Sideshe.
Sifuna ukuthi sideshe nani futhi bafethu. And continue kuba omdesheni bafethu aba right. Amadesheni amahle.
Amadeshe no ngapha Asdesheni manje. On a lighter note, bafethu would like to send a shout out to it's Dr. Dre. He's finally got his star. He's been memorized and acknowledged by Kwilona Walk of Fame, Hollywood Walk of Fame. I saw Kwilona Jimmy Kimmel or something.
Yeah.
Guti has been recognized and sister sakhe lapha Hollywood, and maybe next time nathi siyoyithola sikhona. And also shout outs to Umek G, Noso, Pendoga. I think they've been given a gig with SABC 2. So now they're taking us back now with this hambe siyobukela
SABC 2.
Yeah, but ngena khona kwi family show.
That's a good move.
It is a brilliant move. So bafethu siyabonga kakhulu. Black excellence, we're all about it. Support local. Sibonga kakhulu bafethu. Let's keep on dashing. Sikwazi ukuthi sibe sharp.
Yeah, spin is pushing the ozone bafethu.
I think we have everything today covered.
Yeah, no, it's a reps pushile namhlanje. I think maybe we push it maybe an hour or more.
Yeah. Thank you so much for guys, and continue watching us and supporting us, and leave your comments up until again next week. Last of besikhuluma khona nge-prescription of debt.
Yeah.
Ukuthi prescribe kanjani isikweletu.
Yeah. No, bafethu si on. Ningazivaleli ngaphandle. Please open your doors and your TV screens to us. If ubuke fonini, let's do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I'm a comment. I think on this one, a comment would be nice. Just to hear what's our because we have different experiences. As we were sharing, with your experience is different, my experience is different. So if we can just expand on that. But anyway, in closing, that's Teshin Buffets. Bom Teshin.
Teshe. We out.